What's good, cuz? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing another NFL way too early prediction video. Today we are focusing on the NFC South division. Who is going to be winning the division in 2021-2022? Is it going to be the defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Is Drew Brees coming back in the New Orleans Saints? Will it be a underdog like the Panthers or the Falcons? Leave your comments down below, and if you guys are excited for the video, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We had 600 subscribers, trying to get to 700. So if you guys could do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so high, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Red button beaming.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started with our NFC South predictions. Once again, I am not a professional picker. These are just my opinions. If I pick your team to not do as well as I think it will, don't get too mad in the comments. That doesn't mean you're not going to do too good next year. Also, these are way too early predictions. We will be doing these predictions again when free agency happens, when all the trades happen, when the draft happens later in the season, probably a few weeks before the season actually kicks off around September time, because obviously it's February right now. So a lot of things are going to change between now and the start of the NFL season, but we are going to start things off with the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Couple free agents that are very notable on this team to see if they're going to retain for next year. Are they going to keep Chris Godwin, or are they going to let him slip away? Are they going to re-sign Shaq Barrett, or is he going to want too much money? Is he going to go to a different team? I know Antonio Brown and I think Gronk were on one-year deals, so are they going to re-sign both of those guys? Probably, because they probably won't require much money as it is, so they probably should be able to retain both of those guys. But let me throw the schedule on the screen for you guys again. We don't have exactly which week they'll be playing which teams, but we have which teams they will be playing. So we will start it off with the Atlanta Falcons, a team they went 2-0 against last year, which I think again will happen this year. I don't think the Falcons will make serious improvements that will beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers will probably win this one, so they'll start off 1-0. We have the Carolina Panthers now. I am not counting the Panthers to have Deshaun Watson. That trade is in talks right now, but right now their starting quarterback is Teddy Bridgewater. They do have Christian McCaffrey coming back, who will probably get them an extra win next season, but I don't think it'll be against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they should sweep the Panthers. We'll get to the win. Right now they're going to Carolina, so they should win this game, but obviously when they go to Tampa Bay, we'll get to that in a minute. I think they will win that one as well. Now, we have a tough game. The Los Angeles Rams, I think, are a very tough out this year. I definitely think we're going to do our NFC West prediction video in the next video. That's the last division we have left in the NFC before we move to the AFC. I think they're a top 3 team in the NFC this year. I think Matthew Stafford's very underrated in the NFL, and I think he's going to make this team even better. I think he's definitely like twice as good, at least, as Jared Goff. So I think he's definitely good for like 1 to 2 extra wins than they had this year, and they won 10 games this year. Or did they win 9? I apologize. These are 9 or 10 games. I can't remember off the top of my head. But they were a playoff team. And then that way, if he wins 1 or 2 more games, they'll definitely win the division, probably over the Seahawks. So this is going to be a tough game. And I'm going to say going to the Rams, I'm going to say Tampa Bay loses this game, because they got to lose games somewhere. And I think they're going to have a very good season, but they're not going to go 16-0. So they're going to lose to the Rams. So that makes them 2-1 to start off. And we have Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. This is going to be definitely Sunday Night Football, 100%. You got Belichick versus Brady. Return to Foxborough. I hope we have fans for this. We'll definitely have some fans, but I hope you can get at least like 75% of capacity in the stadium for this. They're going to definitely give Tom Brady a big tribute video, a very big thank you, but Tom Brady wants to win that game. He wants to show Belichick, I got the Super Bowl. I want to beat you too, so I'm going to get that W. Tampa Bay is going to be 3-1. Now, the Saints are tricky because we don't know if Drew Brees is going to retire or not. I have no idea. He hasn't announced it yet, and we're like 60 days after they played that game, so it's been a while since they played that game against the Buccaneers and lost. So I'm going to say he does retire, though, because a lot of that's the majority of people are thinking. I'm saying he's going to retire, but with that defense, I still think that they're going to split the series with Tampa Bay. I don't see Tampa Bay sweeping the Saints either way, because I think Sean Payton's too good of a coach. That defense is too good, and it gave Tom Brady a lot of trouble. They only made him score 3 points in that game in Tampa Bay this year. So if they're able to do something like that, doesn't matter if Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston is starting, as long as you put up some decent numbers and a decent amount of points. If that defense, could steal a game for you from Tampa Bay, I think I could see it happening. So I'm going to give them the loss against the Saints. makes them 3-2. I know it sounds bad now, but they're going to go on a roll because they're going to beat the Jets easily. They're going to beat the Eagles easily. So that is 5-2 right there. Again, they're going to beat the Falcons, be 6-2, beat the Panthers, be 7-2. So they just went on a 4-game win streak. Obviously, these aren't in order, but they're 7-2 now. I said they would split with the Saints, so that would make them 8-2 here, get that win in Tampa Bay. The Cowboys are the Cowboys, so they're not going to get the win. Even if you expect the Cowboys to win, which nobody would pick the Cowboys to win in this game against the Buccaneers, they will not win this game. So Tampa Bay will win this game. And they did have a close one with the Giants, but Daniel Jones, don't think he's a very good quarterback. So Tampa Bay should win against the Giants as well. Wow, we really just flew through a bunch of this, because they just went on a sick win streak. So they are now 10-2 with 4 games left in the season, but you do have some tough games left on the schedule here. So a team that Tom Brady is very familiar with and killing their dreams for a long time, we got the Buffalo Bills and the Dolphins. So they're going up against the AFC East this year. So you have the Bills and the Dolphins, but it looks like both of those games are going to be in Tampa Bay, which helps them out a lot, because if you had to go to Buffalo, especially if it was late in the season, could be cold, could be snowing. Tom Brady, I know he's used to being there, but that might be a little bit tougher than if they have to come down to sunny 70-degree Tampa Bay. I think they're going to lose one of these games. I'm really not sure which one is going to be, though, because I don't know who the Dolphins quarterback is going to be. Will they draft a quarterback in the draft? Will they stay with Tua? Or will they go and trade for Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson? You never know. If they get Watson or Wilson, could be the Dolphins that get the win against Tampa Bay, because that defense is great. Brian Flores is great. Or the Bills, Sean McDermott is great. Josh Allen is great. Stephon Diggs is great. So I'm just, as it stands right now, because we're going off of how the teams look right now, not how they may look in the future, I am going to give the Bills the win against the Buccaneers, and I'm going to make them beat the Dolphins. So that would be a loss to the Bills, win to the Dolphins. So we are 11-3 here, and they are going to beat the Bears in Tampa Bay, get revenge for that game where Tom Brady was 4th down last year, and they are going to beat the Washington football team. This site, for some reason, still has them as the Redskins. Obviously, they are not the Redskins anymore. So they will beat the Washington football team. That makes Tampa Bay's overall record 13-3. Okay, up next you have the Carolina Panthers, and we are going to see how they do this year. We don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be. Is it going to be Teddy Bridgewater? Are they going to go in the draft to get somebody like Trey Lance, Justin Fields if he falls to them? Are they going to go trade for Deshaun Watson? That would be crazy. But right now, we are going as Teddy Bridgewater as a quarterback, because you can't predict what they're going to do. You got Christian McCaffrey, though, coming back this year. I think he only played 4 games last year, if that, and they went 5-11. So you get McCaffrey back. He's definitely good for 1 to maybe 2 wins when you get Christian McCaffrey as your running back, because he is an absolute stud as a running back. Could catch the ball, could run the ball, could do everything for you. So I think he's definitely good for 1 or maybe 2 wins. So you go 5-11 last year. So let's see what they have this year. You're playing the NFC East and you're playing the AFC East, so not too crazy tough divisions, but let's see. So we have the Arizona Cardinals, and you're going to Arizona this time around. So I'm going to mark it down as a loss for the Panthers. I think Kyler Murray's going to take another step up this year. We're going to see what they do in the draft there in Arizona. Maybe go get another cornerback, because you have Patrick Peterson, I think, that they cut. You have Budda Baker, who's a stud. Chandler Jones isn't playing too good this right now, but are they going to go get another pass rusher? We'll see. Okay, I have the Falcons here, and I think this is a divisional matchup. I think the Falcons and the Panthers will probably split. So I think the Falcons will get the win in Atlanta, so that'll make them 0-2 right now. They are not going to beat the Buffalo Bills. That'll be 0-3 for them, but like I said, they're going to split with the Falcons, so that makes them 1-3. We have the question marks with the Saints, like I was outlining when we were talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And like I said, I think even with Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston, they're going to be a good team. I can see the Saints being like 8-8, 9-7 before we even get to picking their schedule, because Drew Brees wasn't even really that good this year. The last 2 years, they've played their backup a lot more than they probably would have liked to, and they performed well. I think they were like 6-1 with Bridgewater. Taysom Hill, I think, went 2-0. So even without Drew Brees, they still play pretty well, because they got a very, very good defense, and you have Alvin Kamara and you have Michael Thomas. So I think they'll probably split with the Panthers. I'm going to give the Panthers a split here, though. So they'll get the win in Carolina, which makes them 2-3. But eventually they'll get the loss in New Orleans, but we'll get to that. So right now they're 2-3. Going to the Buccaneers, which I said they will lose. So that's 2-4. The Eagles, I think, will probably be the worst team in the NFC East next year, but for some reason, I have a feeling that Jalen Hurts will show up in this game. He's got to get some wins somewhere, and I think it's going to be against the Carolina Panthers here, so that will make the Panthers 2-5 at the moment, right? Let me just go back and check. Okay, now you have them going up against the Washington football team right now at 2-5, and they beat the football team when they played Dwayne Haskins this year, but if the football team had any good quarterback, they probably would have won that game, because Haskins was so bad, and the defense played very, very good. Even though I think Carolina put up a decent amount of points, Defense for the football team played well. So I am going with the football team to beat the Panthers here, make them 2-6. I'm going to give the Panthers a win against the New England Patriots. They didn't like the way the Patriots played last year. Would it be crazy if they finished last in the AFC East this year? I know the Jets are very bad, so that's probably not going to happen, but it's possible. I think the Patriots could lose to the Panthers, and maybe even finish last in the AFC East. We'll get to them when we do the AFC East predictions. Obviously, you have the Jets here. Who's going to be their quarterback? We really have no idea there. Either a lot of quarterback questions throughout the entire league, but as of right now, we're going to it being Sam Darnold, and I'm going to pick the Panthers to win this game as well, and that's going to make them 4-6 right now at the moment. They're going to lose to the Vikings, be 4-7. They're going to lose to the Cowboys, be 4-8. Lose to the Dolphins and be 4-9. And we have 3 games left. Like I said, they're going to get the win against the Saints, so that'll make them 5-11. Not 5-11. I'm sorry, 5-9 at the moment. So if they lose these next 2 games, they'll be 5-11 again for the second straight year. Or will they get a win against the Giants, or will they get a win against Tampa Bay? And it's not going to happen against Tampa Bay. They're going to get the loss there, but I am going to say they beat the Giants to go 6-10. McCaffrey, like I said, gets them 1 extra win. So Carolina Panthers overall record 6-10. Okay, we have the Atlanta Falcons up next, and they finished 4-12 in the division last year, which means they get to see all of the 4th place teams in the other NFC divisions, and you see the AFC East, and you see the NFC East. So I think the Falcons could have a bounce back year. Will they make the playoffs? Probably not. Will they have a positive record? Probably not. But I think they could see like 6-10, 7-9 realistically, get like 2 or 3 more wins. But let's see what their schedule has in order. Like I said, they're going to split with the Panthers. That's easy right off the bat, so that'll get them the win in Atlanta. I think they'll split with the Saints as well. They always give the Saints a tough matchup, but the Saints always pull through. But the Saints always have Drew Brees. But I am going to pick the Falcons to start off here 2-0, and I think they'll get 1 win against the Saints here. If it's Drew Brees, probably not. I'll have to redo this, obviously, when the season's about to start. And I'll probably give the loss to the Panthers and a loss to the Falcons against the Saints. They'll probably sweep them in both times. They're going to lose to the Buccaneers. I think they're going to beat the Eagles in Atlanta, go 3-1. The football team defense, we see Matt Ryan when you face a tough defense, a tough front 7 especially. He doesn't play very well, so I'm going to give them a loss there against the Washington football team. Can they beat the Patriots? They probably can. I mean, I'm probably going to pick the Patriots here just because they're the Patriots, and Bill Belichick, I feel like, could get a good defensive scheme, but who knows what their team's going to look like at all next year. They're usually very good defensively, though, and Bill Belichick can make a lot out of nothing. It's going to be a tough game. I'm going to give the Patriots a win here, make the Falcons 3-3. Just because they're the Patriots, they usually have the Falcons number, especially in the Super Bowl. I apologize, Falcons fans. So I'm going to say 3-3 to start off here. They're going to get a win against the New York Jets, make themselves 4-3. So this is looking good right now for the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Lions, like I said, they get to see the last place team in all the NFC divisions, and I think the Lions are a very bad team. I have them going 2-14, so I'm picking them to beat the Lions here. They'll be 5-3 to start the season halfway through. Okay, now you have them going to Buffalo, and they will not win this game. Josh Allen, Diggs, and the crew will put a stop to the Falcons' good season so far, make them 5-4. We have the Panthers splitting with them, 5-5. Now I have them going to Dallas and getting revenge for last year for losing that game in Dallas, choking maybe one of the biggest chokes in the regular season in NFL history. I have them getting their revenge there to go 6-5. I have them losing to Miami in Miami. That'll make them 6-6. Doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I think that Miami defense is too good for that Falcons offense, and I think they will get the win there. I think they will lose to the Saints in the split, make themselves 6-7. They will lose to the New York Football Giants in New York, make themselves 6-8. So they are set up here to go 7-9 or 6-10. Will they get a win against the 49ers? Probably not. The 49ers will have a bounce back season next season. With Nick Bosa coming back, Jimmy Garoppolo should be able to play the full season. Hopefully he's healthy. Maybe they even go trade for a quarterback. George Kittle will be back and full healthy. So I think the 49ers will have a bounce back season next year, and I definitely think that they will beat the Atlanta Falcons in San Francisco. And obviously, I said Tampa Bay will sweep the Atlanta Falcons. So that will make the overall record for the Atlanta Falcons 6-10. So we got one more team to go. Now, this team is probably going to have the most question marks for next year, and it's all because of one reason. Who is their quarterback? Is Drew Brees retiring? Is Drew Brees coming back next year? Or are they going to have Jameis Winston, or will they have Taysom Hill? In my opinion, I think it would be Jameis Winston if they were to go to their backup quarterback. But let's see. I think they have a great defense, probably top 3 in the league, so that's going to keep them in a lot of ball games. There's not going to be a big fall off from the Saints. I don't think they'll win the division. Buccaneers are going to go 13-3. They're not beating that, but could they go 9-7? I definitely think so. Let's take a look at their schedule. Okay, so I have the split between the Falcons and the Panthers, so we'll give them 2 losses to start off. So that's a loss against the Falcons, loss against the Panthers. That's 0-2. They're going to New England, and they will beat the New England Patriots with that terrible offense and that Saints very good defense. They will put a stop to the Patriots. They will beat them, make them 1-2. But now we have the Falcons and the Panthers, and we got the other side of the split. So you have a win against the Falcons and a win against the Panthers. That makes them 3-2. We have the Buccaneers. We will split with the Buccaneers in this case, and we are at home. So that will make the New Orleans Saints 4-2. I think that defense will give Tom Brady some trouble like it did last year in the 2 regular season games. Who knows? Maybe Tampa Bay will take them lightly without Drew Brees if he doesn't come back, but that'll be their mistake. And I think that Tampa Bay will lose to the New Orleans Saints at least one of these games, and we will go 4-2 here. Cowboys, I think the Saints will beat them as well, even with Dak Prescott. Something about the Cowboys, they just always lose games they're expected to win. And knowing this game, even going to New Orleans, if they start off hot, they might be the favorite if New Orleans isn't playing well or whatever the case may be, or their quarterback situation isn't looking good. I'm picking them to beat the Cowboys. The Saints defense is too good, and the Cowboys offense is very good, but for some reason, I think the Cowboys will lose. I think they will beat the Giants as well, so that'll make them 6-2, but I see them losing to the Bills and losing to the Dolphins. You have 2 very good defenses now in the Bills and the Dolphins, and I think 2 defenses that could stop your offense with a backup quarterback, and Jameis Winston can make Jameis Winston make mistakes. If he is the quarterback, and I don't think the defense will be able to keep you in these games just because I feel like Jameis Winston will make too many mistakes. The Bills' offense is ridiculously good. The Dolphins will get their situation handled. I feel like Tua is good in game managing situations if he is the quarterback, and I think he'll be able to get a win even in New Orleans. Okay, so the Saints are 6-4 right now with 6 games to go, and you have some tough games and you have some easy games here in the last 6 games of the season. You have the Packers at home, and that's one of the tough ones. You're not going to beat Aaron Rodgers if your quarterback is Jameis Winston, even in New Orleans, just because Aaron Rodgers is coming off an MVP season. He'll probably be like that again next year. He'll probably have another great season, and that man wants a Super Bowl, so he's coming to play. He's coming to win in New Orleans. That'll be 6-5. Then you're going to the New York Jets, which is one of those easy games that I outlined, and you're getting a win against the New York Jets. You're 7-5. You're getting revenge against Jalen Hurts next year in Philadelphia to make yourself 8-5, but Russ is gonna cook in Seattle if he is still there. Obviously, we are going with Russell Wilson being the quarterback, and he's getting that W for the Seattle Seahawks, and he's making you guys 8-6. And like I said, you're going to split with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, so that is a loss against Tampa to make yourself 8-7, but you're going to finish off the season with a win against the Washington football team. If it's Taylor Heineke, whatever, that defense will put a stop to Taylor Heineke. I don't care what he did against the Buccaneers defense in that playoff game. The Saints defense will put a stop to Taylor Heineke if he is indeed the quarterback, and Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston will get it done offensively, and they will win against the Washington football team in Washington and make the Saints overall record, like I predicted, 9-7 overall. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's recap the standings before we end today's video. We have a tie for last place with the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, both going 6-10 as it stands right now. Obviously, when we redo this video in a few months, if Carolina gets a better quarterback, we'll see what Atlanta does in the draft. Maybe they get an extra win. Maybe somebody gets an extra loss. We'll have to see when we redo the video. But as of right now, they're tied in last place for 6-10. In second place, you have the Drew Brees-less New Orleans Saints going 9-7 overall. And then in first place, you have the defending Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, probably either being the 1 or 2 seed in the NFC conference, going 13-3 and winning the division. Okay, but that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, please do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. We have our NFC West to go in the NFC conference. That will be the next prediction video that we make here on the channel. So leave your comments down below for predictions in the NFC West. comment down below what you thought about my NFC South predictions. Who do you think is going to be taking the division? Who do you think is going to come in last place? Tell me if I'm completely wrong or if you agree with me. I'm curious to read the comments. But also make sure to follow me on my social links, which you guys see on the screen here. You have my Twitter, my Twitch, my Instagram, my TikTok. Make sure to go follow me over there, guys. We'll talk some football all day, every day. So let me know what you guys think and make sure to go follow me over there. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.